I think the new Nike Vaporfly Next % 2 will release around Hey everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex and today it's all about the Nike Vaporfly Next % 2. Before diving in, I would like to thank all the new subscribers to my channel. It really means a lot to me every time I see a new subscriber, a new comment, a like that is dropped on a video. So thank you very much. However, more than 95% of the viewers are not subscribed yet to the channel. So if you want to increase those 5 remaining percent, don't hesitate and subscribe today. That's really much appreciated. Thank you very much. All right, on to today's topic, the new Nike Vaporfly Next % 2. Just as a reminder, Nike released the Nike Vaporfly Next % in July 2019. In 2020, Nike did not release any new version for this shoe. And now in 2021, there's a new version of the Nike Vaporfly Next %, the very popular long distance running shoe. It's light, it's very nimble, very peppy. It has a lot of energy return thanks to the ZOOMX foam and the carbon fiber plate. So it was a very popular choice among amateur runners and elite in the previous couple of years. Since the end of 2020, some leaked pictures of the new Nike Vaporfly Next % surfaced on social media, and I will try to put them somewhere here so we can comment them together and I can share my thoughts on them. Also in my hands I have the original Nike Vaporfly Next %. That's the green, I don't know what the exact name was, but green colorway. And it holds pretty much all my personal bests to date. So it's a very fast shoe. It's a shoe that I appreciate a lot. It has now around 300 miles, 500 kilometers on it. It's still in a pretty good shape. It doesn't have the same energy return it had the very first day I ran with it, but still, it's a very good shoe and I really appreciate it. Let's go first of all with what does not change, and let's start with the overall design. It's very similar to this. You still have this lacing pattern that goes from the center to the side, the outer side of the shoe. You still have that very distinctive heel type of arrow-shaped end. The ZOOMX foam, that doesn't change, and overall the look of the shoe is quite similar. So you won't be surprised seeing the new Next % 2 compared to the first one. That's still going to be in the same type of design. Also, what does not change are the outsole, the carbon fiber plates, and the midsole full of ZOOMX. That's still the same, no changes here. Now let's talk about the upper. That's where most of the changes are happening, and it's quite interesting. Nike decided to ditch the Vaporweave upper and replace it with an Atom Knit-like upper. I'm not sure it's... So just so you know, Atom Knit is the upper that Nike has used on the Alphafly, but also on the Dragonfly and all those shoes that were released in 2020. It's a more knitted-like material. It's not this plastic thing like the Vaporweave used to be. It's more breathable. It's also, I would say, lighter. But yeah, I'm not sure that on the new Nike Vaporfly Next % 2, it's Atom Knit. It looks like, but I think it's maybe an upgraded version of the Atom Knit that Nike released in 2020. Also very interesting to notice is the rubber junction between the midsole and the upper all around the forefoot. I think that's for durability purposes, although I don't quite see a reason for that. Maybe it's because Nike has tested this new Atom Knit-like material and the junction with the midsole was weaker in the forefoot and they decided to reinforce it with that rubber. Actually, I think from a design perspective it looks quite nice. Now, that's just my personal view and maybe you will disagree. Don't hesitate to let me know in the comments. I mean, in fact, what's interesting is that when you look closely to the original Nike Vaporfly, you can see that there's also an extra layer of material surrounding the forefoot here, in that junction area between the upper and the midsole. Maybe you cannot see it, but there's this very thin extra layer of material here. So pretty much the same on the new version, except that now it's a different colorway, so you can very much distinct it from the upper material. And it seems to go a bit further to the midfoot, and it also seems to be a bit higher in general. On top of that extra rubber here, you also have an extra tab that comes right here in the inner part of the shoe. Also quite interesting. I'm not sure if this is also to reinforce the durability of the material and the overall durability of the shoe, or if this is for purely design purposes. I have no idea. The second big change with the new Next Percent 2 is a toe box that is supposed to be wider and overall roomier than it was on the very first version. That's a change that's quite welcome for many runners, as some people were struggling with the fit of the Vaporfly Next Percent. I didn't have any issue with the toe box, so I mean, more room in the toe box is fine. I didn't need it, but I'm happy if it accommodates more people. Laces, that's also a big change with the new Next Percent 2. Nike decided to equip the new Next Percent 2 with their sort of knitted laces that they put initially on the Alpha Fly. I really like these laces. They're thicker and they allow for a better lockdown and a better control of the way you lace and the pressure you put on your feet when lacing. Also, I think they're less likely to delace when running, and that's quite nice for a race day shoe because you don't want to relace when racing. I think the increase of the weight between the first version and now the Next Percent 2 is quite a bummer. This shoe was light, and part of its, fast speed abilities was due to its low weight. And overall impressions. I really enjoyed the first version of the Nike Next Percent, and I'm sure many people and myself will enjoy the new Nike Next Percent 2. It will remain a very popular shoe. Not many changes. I think the new tab around the heel counter, the new laces, will allow for a better lockdown, which is good, because as you can see, this vaporwave material used to very quickly lose its original shape, and you didn't have that very good heel lockdown. The Vaporfly, the first iteration, was known as a not very stable shoe when cornering. Maybe the new version have improved over this, which would be very welcome, and I would be very happy if that improvement was actual. Now, the changes are not that big, and I can see the competition narrowing the gap between the Nike Next Percent and their own race day shoes. I'm thinking about Adidas with the new Adios Pro 2 coming up soon. The new ASICS prototype may very well be a very fast and light shoe as well. So Nike may lose a bit of its advantage, but I think the Next Percent 2 will very certainly remain a very popular choice for long distance events. I'm thinking marathon, half marathon, and even below that. The price is supposed to be unchanged, which is good. It was already very high, so higher would be certainly a huge drawback for me. And now I will give you my prediction about the release date. This is based on a few researches that I did, few people that I contacted, so it may be very accurate, it may also be completely off. It's just a prediction. I think the new Nike Vaporfly Next Percent 2 will release around April 15. That's my guess. Now, you may completely disagree, it may be completely wrong. Let me know in the comments. Oh, and the colorways. So far, pictures have leaked for 4 colorways, a very minty blue or green-like colorway, white and silver, which I quite like. I think that's the one I'm gonna go for if it releases first. And then 2 colorways that are sort of special editions. A blue and red one, which is reminiscent of the Monza Breaking 2 event, and a white one, but with those vertical tabs, orange, or at least one of them. It's quite nice as well, but I think that will be also a special edition, maybe with a higher price point. Let me know in the comments which colorway is your favorite, and we can discuss upon that, but mainly about the shoe. In the meantime, have a good run today, a good ride or a good swim, and most importantly, take care. Bye bye.